The most recent proposal from the Splinterlands team is designed to give players massive discounts when they buy in-game potions to increase the rarity of their cards, when they level up their guild halls to compete in higher level brawls, or when they purchase skins and cosmetics. If all of these discounts for players weren't cool enough, this proposal is also designed to increase the price of the in-game Dark Energy Crystal cryptocurrency. It seems like a win-win that solves many of the problems the game has been facing. But some have speculated that there might be a lot of inflation built into this proposal and that there are a lot of unconsidered consequences that are worth discussing. In today's video, we're talking all about the Splinterlands proposal, some of the good things that it does, some of the bad things, and the broader impact that it has on the economy. Hey everyone, and welcome back. This is the Part-Time Economist, and in today's video we're talking all about this proposed Splinterlands idea that is going to give players a massive discount on in-game items while also simultaneously increasing the price of the asset that's used to purchase these discounted items. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about here, and talk about it we will, but not before I give you my disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. You should not make any kind of investing decisions based on what I say. And then also, if you could just do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, or share it with a friend, that would really help me out. So, with that being said, let's get into it. If you're here on the channel, you probably already know that the Dark Energy Crystal in Splinterlands is supposed to have a value of 1,000 DEC for each US dollar, or if I'm doing my math correctly, that would be about 1/10 of a cent each. Again, if you've played the game, you know there has been periods where it's way above peg, and no one really complains then, and periods when it is well below peg, which is kind of where we're at now. Now, the team has made a public, long-standing commitment that this peg should be honored, and unfortunately it just hasn't been, so that throws off the entire economy for the rest of the game, and it also kind of casts doubt on the team's ability to deliver on some of these proposals, which is why there has been a lot of ideas, proposals trying to get Dark Energy Crystals back to peg value, landing us at today's proposal, which we are going to go through. So, a proposal is being put forward that will allow you, the player, to burn Dark Energy Crystals, thereby taking them out of circulation, right? So again, that seems to be bullish. We pull excess supply out of circulation, supply decreases. If demand is constant, price goes up. Sounds to be good. In exchange for that, you get something called DECB, or Dark Energy Crystal / Battery. And with this DECB, you can use it to purchase some of these in-game items at a steep discount. So if you have 100 DEC, you get 120 DECB, right? So pretty cool. If you're a player, you're getting a 20% discount. However, there's no free lunch, right? And the conversion from DEC to DECB means you lose a lot of functionality as a player. So what can you actually do with this DECB? You can purchase land survey potions, guild building upgrades, maintain buildings on land. You can purchase future mini editions if the DAO approves, and then purchase skins and cosmetics. So let's start off with the good. If you are a player, and you know without a shadow of a doubt you want to upgrade your guild hall, for example. Let's say that costs about 10,000 DEC to do normally. Well, if you know without a shadow of a doubt that's what you want to do, you can do that for a cost of only 8,000 by using 8,000 DEC to convert into 10,000 DECB and upgrading your guild hall that way. So if what you're doing aligns with one of these very narrow objectives, you're going to enjoy a pretty significant discount, as well as pulling some of that DEC out of circulation. However, there are some absolutely critical caveats that you need to be aware of. Number one, the majority of stuff that you can do with DECB does not even exist yet. So it's kind of like a pre-sale. Land survey potions, keep in mind, it has been 2 years since the initial land sale. We do not have land. We don't even have land deeds yet. Moreover, we simply do not have functional playable land, and it has been 2 years with the date for land pushed back multiple times. So one of the things they say is you can buy these land survey potions, which hopefully increase the chance of you getting some rare land. Land doesn't exist, land survey potions don't exist, so you're kind of going out on an edge there and taking a gamble that they'll actually deliver. Or keep in mind, even if they do deliver, and it's way far in the future, the value of your DEC could have went down significantly by then. Upgrading the guild buildings, again, I'm totally fine with that. That's something that has been in Splinterlands basically since day one. So if you want to upgrade a guild building, it makes sense to take advantage of this. Building upgrades, maintenance, and boosts in the land expansion. This is just, in my opinion, just so far out there. You're not even going out on a limb. You're going out on a limb that's also on a branch while sticking your neck out on this one, because land itself does not exist. Even after land gets rolled out, they're going to have to figure out, how do we do buildings? How do we do upgrades? How do we do maintenance? So land doesn't exist. Buildings are something that doesn't exist, built on something that doesn't exist. So they're so far out in the future. So again, you're really taking a leap of faith there. Future mini editions, so card sets, pending DAO approval. So keep in mind, they've not released these card packs. You might not like the card packs, and even if you do, the DAO still has to approve those card packs being sold for your DECB, skins and cosmetics. Again, totally fine with that. That's been something that's been in the game as long as I can remember. Key thing here, keep in mind, any items sold by the Splinterlands company, such as Chaos Legion, Rebellion, and Tower Defense, will not be purchasable with DECB tokens. So again, further limiting that utility there. So as a player, what's the main takeaway? If you want to do something in the immediate to near future that is within the scope of DECB, it could make sense to do it because you're getting a 20% discount. If you're kind of thinking on a longer time horizon and thinking, well, I'm going to convert to DECB now so I can get those potions, again, you're kind of putting a lot of faith in the team. But more importantly, what does this tell us about the economy of the game? Well, essentially what they're doing is by saying, we're going to lower the price of these guild halls, right? So instead of 10,000 DEC, you can convert it into this DECB, which means you're only paying 8,000 DEC. They're essentially admitting that no one is paying the prices that they have offered. They're saying, we have to entice you to buy these things because no one is doing it, right? If the goal is to pull DEC out of circulation, it costs 10,000 DEC now for your guild hall, right? And I'm not sure the exact number. I don't own a guild, so if I'm wrong, go with the analogy. It costs 10,000, right? If I want to upgrade my guild hall, that's 10,000 DEC. Boom, gone, out of circulation forever. When you give me that discount, now I only have to use 8,000 DEC. So I'm pulling less DEC out of circulation now than if you would have just left the prices the same, right? So they're admitting the value of our assets, people aren't paying it, so just please pull something out of circulation, right? That's where the discount comes into play. But on top of that, you notice that it's also being sold for vouchers. So people might not even want to burn the DEC itself. They might say, I'm going to burn vouchers for DECB, and I'm going to use DECB to upgrade my guild hall, purchase these potions. So now no DEC was burned, and the use cases that you had in mind for people to burn their DEC, now they don't have to do that because they burned vouchers for DECB to buy that. So in my opinion, it's not pulling as much DEC out of circulation as they think it's going to be. I think we really need to view this in terms of a sale. Product isn't moving, so they're saying, hey, just get some of this off the shelf, burn some of the DEC, even if it doesn't give us the full effect that we're looking for. So that's one thing. And another thing that's worth pointing out is all of these things are future enhancements. What do I mean by that? When you upgrade your guild hall, why do you do that? So you can get into higher level brawls, so you can get more rewards, right? And someone might say, well, those rewards come in SPS, those rewards come in merits, those rewards come in card packs, whatever. Or kind of the same thing. If you upgrade your land, why do you upgrade your land? To get more rewards. Oh, well, that reward comes in the form of SPS or whatever. True. you upgrade so you can get more rewards. And you're thinking, okay, this is in the form of SPS. We're going to create more SPS. So we burn DEC so you get essentially a multiplier on your SPS reward. That SPS reward that you're getting, if you're inflating the SPS, right? What are you going to do with that if you see that DEC is rising towards peg? You're going to sell the one asset, right? You're going to sell the overvalued asset. You're going to buy into something else. So the thing that I'm trying to get you to understand is there's an economy. There's one economy in Splinterlands. If we inflate and print SPS rewards, right? We're thinking, oh, we're inflating SPS, DEC will remain the same. It won't, because there's only so much to go around in the entire economy. If we inflate one asset, people can arbitrage. People can trade on exchange pools. So if we just inflate, it doesn't matter if we inflate DEC or SPS, there's always going to be carryover. There's always going to be arbitrage. And really, from my opinion, the way we're looking at it now, the only solution that we're getting DEC back to peg is, hey, invest DEC now for higher payouts later, right? Burn DEC so you can get a higher guild hall. Burn DEC so you can get more rewards with lands. Burn DEC so you can get more cards that will generate more rewards for you in the future. It's kind of a continuous cycle of pay it forward, and that's really the only solution that I see being put forward here. So I don't want to just sound like I'm complaining, right? But I do think it's important to analyze this. And again, because this applies not just to Splinterlands, not just blockchain gaming, any kind of economy. You see this a lot of times, even in countries that are having inflation, right? Well, this currency wasn't good. We're going to give you a new currency that's valued at 10 to 1 or something like that, right? Well, our currency isn't good, so we're going to create these vouchers that you can use to go buy food and groceries now, right? I have followed so many crypto projects, and you always see when things start to get rough, they're like, well, we're going to create a new crypto. And they think that creating a new crypto gives additional value to the game. But in reality, if you're creating DECB, and you're giving it utility, unless you're creating some new utility in the game, by definition, you're pulling that utility from somewhere else. If I'm using DECB to buy a guild hall, that means I'm not using normal DEC, right? If I'm using vouchers to buy it, I'm not using DEC. So that's kind of my thoughts there, but I don't want to just sound all negative because I think if I'm just complaining, it doesn't do any good. I'd like to put forward my own kind of solution. I think Splinterlands really needs to decide, is it going to be a game that's fun to play, or is it going to be an investment, right? Because personally, I just enjoyed it when it was a fun game where I paid my initial $10 and I earned a few cards, right? That was cool. That was fun to me. Yeah, I didn't get rich, right? I didn't do this whole stuff, but it felt like a really strong community. There wasn't all this arguing about, are we going to do this with validators? Are we going to do this with SPS? It was just a game that you could play, you could earn some cards. And if it wants to be an investment, right? If it wants to go that route, they really need to figure out, like, how are we going to keep this stable? Do we have to compromise on the gameplay? So I get that it's play to earn, and there's that inherent trade-off between making money and being fun to play. And I feel like right now, there's maybe a little bit of disagreement. Like, we don't know what way we're going with the game. Are we going to just, focus on this monetization aspect, or are we going to deliver the things that the players actually want? Are we going to deliver the land? Are we going to, deliver these features that are actually going to pull new people into the game? Even if that means that it's not going to be a great investment for a while, right? Maybe we just say, hey, DEC, it's going to go to whatever the market says it's going to go. Vouchers are going to go to whatever the market says it's going to go. We are going to deliver an awesome experience coupled with NFT technology that brings people into the game, and the prices of the assets will go where they're going to go. I feel like right now we're kind of trying to create a managed economy, right? And a managed libertarian economy in cryptocurrency is going to fail just as bad as a managed planned central economy, under any other system, right? Even if the intentions are good and noble and pure, you're trying to just manage. You see, every time they create a new token, it's manage this to offset that. The more complex the system becomes, the more complexity is needed to balance that system instead of just playing, enjoying, having fun. And then players will come if it's a fun game. But those are just my thoughts. Obviously, not financial advice. I do appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.